Since the days of black and white movies, stuntmen have been risking their lives and health day in and day out for our entertainment. That's why today, me and Dan are drinking and driving.
Matt, are you in your fucking car right now? Like actually in your car? I thought you were joking about that.
I'm a stuntman, like in the movie.
Okay.
Drinking and driving.
I feel like I don't need to tell you that we can't do that. You can't drink and drive. You're recording yourself.
Like a crime?
Yes, bro.
Alright, hang on. Let me get to it. Okay. I'm inside. We'll do Flaming Dr. Pepper and Fireball then. And that's how we'll be stuntmen. Because today we're doing Drive. Dan, start the show!
All right, everyone, welcome. Come on in, sit down, and have a drink as we talk at you about Drive, directed by Nicholas Winding Refn. 2011's Drive is a neo-noir classic that follows Ryan Gosling as the driver across the underbelly of Los Angeles in both of his lives as a stunt driver for Hollywood and getaway driver for its crime underworld. The driver navigates through a life of crime as he simultaneously tries to escape it via his trusty friend Shannon, played by Bryan Cranston, who has dreams of going legit. This all comes to a crashing halt when the husband of his main squeeze returns home from prison, just as he was trying to be the dad that stepped up to his neighbor's son. After coming home one day to see the newly returned dad beat up in front of his son, the driver agrees to help him do one last job in the hopes that it keeps Irene, played by Carey Mulligan, and her son out of danger. The job goes bad, he gets in deep with the wrong people, and the driver does what he does best to escape. With a trail of bodies and tire marks behind him, the driver decides to leave it all behind to keep the newfound friends close to him, safe from harm. The movie that won Director of the Year at Cannes also won a place in my personal top 5 forever.
Is it really a top 5 movie ever for you?
Oh, easily. Not even a question. The only question is really if it's top 3 or top 5 for me.
Really? So, normally at this part, you're like, hey Matt, where were you when you watched this movie? What's up? What's your deal? I had never seen it before, so I'm going to kick it back over to you.
Hold on, before that.
You're doing the Flaming Dr.
Note,
Pepper.
I got to do the flaming part of the Flaming Dr. Pepper. So for those of you at home who have never tried it before and are eager to try and burn your own house down, it's very easy. You just pour yourself a half a glass of your favorite light beer. Apparently it's important that the beer be light because that's what lets the flavor of the Dr. Pepper really shine through. Then we're going to add half a shot of your favorite amaretto drink. I went with Di Serono because I'm real classy like that. It's going to be a favorite almondy, liquidy explosion. Then you're supposed to add 151 proof rum. Best I tried, I couldn't get 151. I only found 100 proof. But that's okay. We're going to make up for that extra 50 proof with just a little splash of Everclear.
I can't drink and drive, but this is fine. Okay.
Just go with it, you know? It is what it is, baby.
I wanna see the fire part.
Oh no! I spilled the Everclear all over my hands. This is still fine.
All right, that's it. Happy hour's over. The rest of the week is full price.
All right, folks. Here we go. There it is. Matt, can you see it?
It's flaming.
It's flaming.
Put it up. Oh, God.
There we go.
Oh, no.
Fire's out. We're going to put it out by dropping it in.
Hey, I got the little dunk.
Oh. It tastes just like Dr. Pepper.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And what's cool is that's not even a lot of effort to go through for.
It's really not. Yeah, 20 seconds. You know, and it's really going to come through on the podcast because you can see the majesty of the flame.
5 seconds of quiet is just us marveling at the flame on top of your glass. I'm sure that did come through. And I'm actually still not allowed around matches, so I don't have a flaming Dr. Pepper. So I'm drinking Fireball today. Shots of Fireball.
Boo.
I would argue by the end will prove that I'm a little bit more reckless than you.
We'll see how that plays out.
Because you're
I'm
just
gonna have
drinking
at least 3 more of these before we're done.
Serrano and beer.
And rum.
And a little bit of Everclear.
And a little bit of Everclear.
I bought these little...
Oh, little red Solo
they're
shot
like
cups.
Red Solo cup, but they're shot size.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was like party.
Did you know the little glass, the little line on the bottom of the glass of a red Solo cup is a shot?
What?
Yeah, I didn't know that either. You can use a red Solo cup for measurements.
I didn't know that. I just don't like to measure.
2011 is when this movie came out. So I distinctly remember seeing it in the movie theater with my friends. But I also remember that I didn't really know a lot about it going into it. A buddy of mine was really excited to see it because he thought it was going to be like a Fast and the Furious type clone, which I guess was a thing.
All pissed off.
Yeah, he loved it because he likes art house stuff.
Okay.
So he was pleasantly surprised. Not everybody though, right? Because there's like a whole lawsuit around that. I don't know if you read that during the research, but a lady from, I think, Massachusetts sued the studio, I think the distribution studio, because she said that the trailer made it seem like it was going to be a non-stop thrill ride of action.
Said, what's all this staring and longing shit?
Yeah.
Give me my money and everyone else's money back.
Honestly, there's like 8 minutes of action in this whole movie. It's mostly just
5 of them are
brooding.
The scene. Yeah.
Yeah. There's mostly just brooding. That's
Did she win that lawsuit?
Of the film. No, it was dismissed immediately. The judge was like, obviously you don't understand art, and he dismissed it summarily.
Damn.
You wanted her to win?
Well, there's I can sue so many movies.
You wanted the precedence of it?
Yeah, but I guess not.
This is easily a top 5 for me. Because first of all, neo-noir is my hands down favorite genre of anything. I love books that are about private detectives that have a beautiful woman stumble into their lives and ask them to investigate one very straightforward thing, only for the detective to discover a much larger plot that's bigger than he ever thought, and then the girl ends up dead, and he almost ends up dead, and
so there's a lot of books like this.
Many books.
Do you have your core noir movies?
So I think obviously the best examples are like Devil in a Blue Dress, right? Denzel, that's a big one. LA Confidential is probably the I don't know, maybe not the most mainstream, but probably one of the more popular examples of that. I think the best execution of it is Chinatown, Jack Nicholson as the private detective, and that one also centers around the water situation. There's I'm sure you're familiar, in LA, there's a whole thing where basically they manipulated the landowners and the farmers around the city of LA to steal the water from them, just in an effort to make money, basically the city leaders, politicians. And so Chinatown is actually about that. That's what it's about, is him kind of figuring out that all these politicians, there's also a weird incest subplot. It's crazy. It's good.
Yeah. Sick. Sounds good.
The best version of a neo-noir movie that's most enjoyable is Who Framed Roger Rabbit. hands
I
down.
do like or I think I like Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
It's good. It's good. It's excellent because it's like a noir movie, and then it's on top of that, it's just cartoons.
I
So
think I liked it, but I was like unsettled.
it's the judge makes it really hard
I
to
was
watch.
very I was very little when I was trying to watch that movie. I probably shouldn't have been
Absolutely not. Yeah, it's not a kids movie.
because you're a lot older than me, and you watched that movie when it came out, so I probably shouldn't have been watching
No, not when it came out. I was also a small child when it came out.
it. No.
You were not born when it came out.
Yes, I was.
Wait, when were you born?
I'm not revealing that. HIPAA.
What's your birthday and
I
social?
think that's HIPAA. I can't do that.
You're always throwing out HIPAA. I was 2 years old when Who Framed Roger Rabbit came out. It came out in '88, so there's no way that you were born yet when it came out.
The concept of me was around.
Oh, here we go. You were a twinkle in your dad's eye at that point.
No, I was like an idea, like you would have did it, but I do remember watching that movie pretty regularly when I was anyway. That's I guess my only. You talk about noir movies a lot, and I never know. I'm like he likes trench
Whatever
coats.
he
I don't. Yeah, like I don't get it, but all right. And okay, so Who Framed Roger Rabbit would be.
There's also kind of like a sub genre of like neo noir that heavily intertwines with cyberpunk, which is like Neuromancer, Only Forward, Snow Crash. These are all like noir stories that are also like in a futuristic world that's either post-apocalyptic or otherwise like very advanced. And there's like heavy cyberpunk themes. So I think that's half of where I really enjoy it. Is a lot of these books that I've read that I really liked are like noir stories. But this one is the first time that there's like a substantial amount of enjoyable action and then also aesthetics on top of the like noir story, because the noir story, it's really vibes in this more than it is like a straightforward. He's not a private detective, he's not like he's a criminal, right? But he's very like adjacent criminal because he's the driver, and he makes it a point to not get involved in the like messy parts of it, like the actual robbery, the gunfighting parts of it, prior to us getting exposed. You get the sense that up until he meets Irene, that he he's really kind of runs a tight ship, I guess, as like a getaway driver. Lots of rules.
You say that, but as soon as we meet him, he's very much
We've met him at
all the messy part. As
we
soon
met
as you
him
said
at
it,
a
I was
very.
like, yeah, right. This bro loves the messy part.
We met him at a transitional time in his life.
I guess, dude. You said that, and I was like, he does everything. He shoots more than he drives in this movie.
And he's so good at it for being so like, I don't do that part. In like, what did you think of the opening scene of the like very kind of slow burn escape he does from the cops when you first see him as a getaway driver?
Yeah. How do I? This is what works. This section.
Oh, so you can't talk about it? Hilarious.
No, I got what they were doing. He's he's a tactician, he's not gonna do donuts around the police cars and drive in reverse and put his music on really loud. Like, I think what I wrote down was like, this ain't Baby Driver, and
Yeah.
it was just him like hitting the brake. It was playing Grand Theft Auto, right? Like,
Yeah,
just trying
basically.
to be out of the line of sight of the cops and stuff. I get it. It's cool. Makes him look smart. Set the tone of that we're gonna play a lot of synth pop and and
Only synth pop.
we're gonna drive at night. So
That was an integral part of the production process, was them driving around at night, not even shooting. that was one of the things I read, that the director, he like moved them into his house to better immerse them in the filmmaking process, and he drove around a lot with them
That's
at
true.
night. Yes.
Just
just for the vibes, bro. Just to really encapsulate what they were going for.
all right.
I read the book, the first half of the book that this movie's based on, and it is very, very different than what the movie is going for. Very wildly different.
So when I was looking up like what this was based on and stuff, I did not come across that it was based on a book.
By James Salas.
Everything that I came across was that it's based on like a fable.
Yeah, the scorpion and the toad.
Yeah. In which the scorpion asks for a ride across the river. And the toad is like, yeah, cool, I'll take you, but the rule is you can't sting me. And then they start to go, and halfway through, the scorpion's like, ha!
You missed the pivotal point is that the toad is like, no, I'm not going to take you, you're going to sting me. And the scorpion's like, why would I sting you? We would both die. Duh. I'm not going to sting you. And then halfway through, he stings.
Ha!
And the toad is like, you bitch!
Why would you do that? And he's like, can't help it. I'm a scorpion.
I'm a scorpion. What do you mean? Yeah. The director talks at length about that too. He also talks about that's why they choose the jacket that you hate. I think you referred to it once as a fuck ass jacket. I love the jacket. It's a direct reference to an older movie, Scorpio. But also to the fable that he's supposed to be based around. I hate thinking that this movie is based around that fable because he references the fable in the movie. If you're going to base a story around a fable, don't cite the fable as monologue, like as dialogue. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I think
yeah,
that's exactly this movie. I think that's exactly what it's doing.
They're pointing at it.
I forgot we talked about that jacket before. And that's really funny, because I do think it's a fuck-ass jacket. But I also know that dudes love that jacket.
They love
like across the internet and the world.
Yeah.
Dudes love that jacket.
Different kinds of guys love that jacket for different reasons.
Well, no, but
Tommy, Tom Haverford from Parks and Rec loves that jacket. And it's real goofy, because why?
But that's exactly right.
I love, you know what? If I'm going to pick a noir jacket, Blade Runner 2049, he's wearing that trench coat with the fur-lined collar. That shit's baller. I'll rock that shit over anything else Ryan Gosling wears ever.
Ever?
Ever. I'll wear just that jacket naked underneath.
Well, that's what you're doing now. They can't see you. But
I'm not wearing that now. I'm wearing my race car shirt.
My
my Hello Kitty race car shirt for this, because it's Drive. It's a movie about driving.
Was trying to make you cooler.
Yeah, so it's about the fable. He's supposed to be the scorpion that can't help but damage those that allow him close to them.
Or he's the toad.
No, he's not the toad.
That's for you to decide at home.
No, it's not. They say he's the scorpion in the movie 3 times.
Okay, except he's wearing the scorpion where, Dan? Where's the scorpion? Back. It's on his back, like in the story.
But the director said he's wearing it on his back because it's his suit of armor and that's his coat of arms. That's
fine, but sometimes directors are wrong about their own stuff. And they're allowed to be. Oh my
God. Here we go.
I've talked to you about this before.
Yeah, and you were wrong then too.
Oh, hell nah. Sometimes directors are just, they're on some bullshit, some directors.
And your interpretation is allowed to take precedence over theirs?
Well, my head's not up any ass, and theirs is up their own. You know what I mean? Like, I have a clearer perspective on it than they do.
Your head is frequently up your own ass.
Yeah, but it's like...
No, I'll say your ass is nicer.
You just wouldn't get it. You know?
That's what's going on with you and this movie.
What, my head's up my ass?
No, you don't get it.
What I do get is that hiding in a parked car while police look for you is baller. That's one.
Fuck yeah.
That's one of the things that did work in that first scene for me.
Him also, like, they go out of their way to find a car, the most popular car in California. They choose the most popular color, soups up the engine, but doesn't make it very, like, flashy otherwise. And then his getaway is basically just to wait for the Lakers game to end and then just kind of blend in with the people filing out of the
Yeah,
Lakers game.
I thought it was a baseball game.
Oh, I thought it was a Lakers game. Was it a Dodgers game?
I think so. But what I was gonna say is what I would have liked better is for that Malibu to be like a '08 Malibu, like a silver '08 Malibu, because then it blends in. He's like, it's the most common car in the city, but like not a '60s one. That doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, he is like in a 2010 Malibu.
Is he?
Yeah, it's like a silver late model.
Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with the one toward the end.
Yeah, he also is driving. Actually, maybe a Malibu. I don't remember the kind of car he's driving, but that was part of Ryan Gosling's process, was that he disassembled and then rebuilt the car that he's driving throughout most of the movie. His personal car that he takes her in, like the ditches.
The Grease scene
from Grease, yeah. Yeah, he built that car just as part of his process of, becoming the driver.
And as part of it, he only talked 2 times the whole time he was restoring the car to stay in character.
To stay in character. He talks more than I remember, and what's crazy about that is I remember coming out of the movie thinking he didn't have very much dialogue in the movie. And I also remember people's, like, criticisms, whether they were good or bad, being that there's not a lot of dialogue in the movie. But there's, like, he talks a good amount. Like, I mean, yeah, he's not, like, wordy, but he has lines in every scene that he's in. You know what I mean? So he talks more than I remember. I distinctly remember him being quieter than what he is. But, I mean, I guess compared to other movies, he's not using one-liners, I guess, is the difference. But yeah, still more dialogue than I remember. What do you think works about the movie? Because you haven't said a lot.
Well, you've only asked me about the opening scene, and I'm also doing a bit of a clear out. This is not a top 5 movie of all time for me. So
all right, guys, this has been a good podcast.
Shoe on the other foot. I would like some time to talk about my top 5 movie, but. My favorite part of this movie was Oscar Isaac as the returning husband.
Yeah.
I get it with him.
Standard Gabrielle. Her line is really funny. And he says, "I'm Standard Gabrielle," and she says, "Where's the deluxe version?"
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's killing it. But he always is killing it. That's not a shock.
Yeah, I really like Oscar Isaac. And I get his vibe toward Ryan Gosling. Like,
yeah. It's a little bit get the fuck out of here. Like, what do you?
It's a lot of it.
you're in my space. But he's also not being a dick about it. He's also kind of being a little bit like, especially a guy who's an ex-con, who literally is fresh out of prison. You would expect him to be more aggressively get the fuck out of my space, but instead he's like, let's let mommy talk to her friend, And I mean, I guess there's part of that. You can see he's got some guilt there. I know Oscar Isaac, when they talked to him about it, he said that his character was very one-dimensional, the way they were written, and so he came up with the backstory that he was done, he made a mistake, he was done with the criminal life, he was trying to be better. And he fucking 100% conveys that on the screen, that he's not a bad guy, he's just a guy who got caught in a bad situation who's trying to do better.
I agree. Also, I mean, I'll save it for later, but Irene Not great. Not doing great for her, man, in prison out there.
Yeah. How long has he been in prison?
I don't think it matters, dude.
Kid's like 10. He
He
might have been gone
was,
for like 10 years.
yeah, but like coming back, you know.
She also met him, like she met the driver after obviously her husband's been in prison for a while. She's been on her own for a while. She didn't know her husband was going to be getting out of prison. That was obviously sprung on her too. I don't think she wanted to really get close to the driver really either. I think she was kind of used to doing things on her own. He offered help, but it wasn't like it was kind of like a reluctant thing, I think, on both their parts. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's not a great look to, she stayed married to him that whole time only to, be a little more open to interactions than you might expect for your wife who's on the outside. But the moral of the story is don't do crimes.
I guess that's what you got from this
Yes, bro. Don't do crimes and you'll be fine. That's the moral of every movie story.
What do you think about the score?
It's good. I like it. It's not a genre of music that I would typically be interested in. But I think that it does kind of fit the dark side neon LA that they're trying to portray in the movie. They went with the pink vibrant lipstick writing of the word drive to try and evoke a certain aesthetic, and I think that this music is more of that. It's funny, one of the earlier myths that I had heard about this movie was that they had picked the soundtrack before they had a screenplay, and that they had built the movie around the soundtrack. Do you remember hearing that about this movie or something like that?
Yeah.
But that just wasn't true. It was a fucking book before it was a movie, so obviously the screenplay was built around the book more than it was built around the movie. But I can see how someone would think that if they didn't know otherwise, because the music does feel very specific and intentional.
Yeah.
And I know I had read something. I had read something about that they had brought in someone to retune the music at the last minute, but I can't remember specifically what I read. I think they had read that they had already had the soundtrack lined out, and then at the last minute they brought in somebody to like do the synth stuff because they felt like it was not quite there what they needed. But I forget the specifics around it. I just remember it was like kind of a last minute addition that ended up working out well for what they were going for. What did you think of it?
It's also not the type of music that I'm interested in, but I do agree it matches. There are a few songs in this movie that when they were playing, I thought they were other songs because I like songs that they are sampled in.
Oh.
So I had no idea that the original versions of these songs were like these synth pop ballads. So that was kind of a little bit jarring for me.
Yeah. You're like, that's where that came from?
Yeah.
Damn
yeah.
it.
I was like, wow, I hate this version. But it's cool with the movie. I think it works all the way up to the end, and I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But when it's, this movie's about nighttime driving, and these songs are that.
People's biggest complaint about it was the violence. They felt like the violence was out of place in what was otherwise like a very artistic, I guess, movie. That they I guess this was critics more than anyone else. They didn't expect the same level of cinematography to be experienced with scenes where a guy's stomping another guy's head until there's literally just like brains and mush left. Which, to me, the violence kind of justifies the rest of the movie. Like, I don't really think this movie works as well if you don't have the intense violence of the rest of the stuff that's happening.
That's the point of the movie.
That's the point. Yeah, that's kind of the heart of the movie, is that this guy, who's a very kind of unassuming guy that we don't know shit about. We don't even know his name. We don't know where he came from. Even when Shannon's talking about him, he just kind of blew into town. You know, he makes it a point to stay out of the gunfighty aspects of his driving, only for literally the first chance he gets, kind of the first toe he dips in there, he's drowning a guy in the ocean while wearing a rubber mask. You know, like it's kind of the point. You know, he's a guy that it's in there, you know, like, you know, that part of him is in there, and you don't see it a lot, but when it comes out, it's kind of hard to watch, but that's what violence is, right? Is it's a flash of this really intense, really kind of hard to stomach shit that you gotta wade through it, I guess, if you're going to.
Yeah, and as I was watching that movie, it felt clear to me that was the point, right? Because otherwise we spend all the time in between that with these long lingering shots of him just kind of staring and being calm and, you know, driving. Even in the intense moments of his occupation, right? He's just kind of chill, poised in there. And when these things happen, it's always paired with a loud bang noise or something intense, and, you know, it's shot a little bit more quickly, and then we're back, right? But you next time you're watching him stare off at something, you were like, didn't you just like... and that's the point, right? Is that he's trying not to be that. He's trying to be the thing that we're watching and not the thing that we just saw. So I don't really understand that criticism of the movie. But
what did you think of Ryan Gosling's performance?
I don't know that there's much to it, right? I was looking at, like, when this movie was being developed, what they had in mind and who they had in mind, and it was Hugh Jackman.
Yeah,
was originally slated to do this movie. That's a crazy different movie. He's probably Wolverine and smart assing in between the violent stuff, right? It's just a Wolverine movie, probably.
Yeah, basically, Does it. It's Logan. Logan's hyper violent like that. People getting mashed into pieces. Gosling picked this movie, or Gosling said yes to this movie because he was coming off of Romance, being typecast as a romance lead, and didn't want to be that guy always. He wanted to do something more action centric. Yeah. Which I think informs a lot of his performance as being like kind of quiet and withdrawn, because he's not an action hero up to this point. But it is a very different movie if you have Hugh Jackman. It's definitely probably not an art house movie at that point. It's probably like a straight to DVD, like you know,
Biker Boys.
Yeah. Hey, is Kid Rock in Biker Boys?
I have no idea.
I think he is.
Usually, if I have a question about Kid Rock, I ask you.
Don't do that. Don't act like you're not the one who likes. You're the one who likes Kid Rock in this scenario, not
I don't like Kid Rock. I like two things about Kid Rock.
Yeah, Photograph being one of them.
Picture?
Sorry. See?
Picture with Sheryl Crow. Because it's good. That's a good song. You look at me in the camera and tell me that's not a good song.
All right, put your picture away and tell me what the second thing you like is.
Never. That's the point. The second thing I like is when he says, Def Leppard sucks.
And Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt. It's my favorite. I think about that every time I hear a Def Leppard song. I can't not think about it. It's my favorite thing ever. So it's fuck Kid Rock except those two things.
Oh no.
But I don't know if he's in Biker Boys because that's not one of the two things.
I think he is in Biker Boys, but that's fine. Let's move on. What did you think of Bryan Cranston?
Bryan Cranston, I thought was a bright spot in that part of his life, in that part of the story. I mean,
Yeah,
because the whole so there's sort of separate sections of his life. There's like his apartment life where we meet Irene and the son, his stepson,
yeah,
and then there's like the crime part,
right.
and that is Shannon and Bryan Cranston and Nemo's dad and Ron Perlman,
Albert Brooks.
and they're and they're that section of the movie. Bryan Cranston was the only part of that I thought was well executed. But I really did like that he was like a motor mouth and that he had aspirations outside of whatever they were doing. And
Yeah,
I enjoyed that section.
yeah. I had read that he chose to be a motor mouth because there was so little dialogue. He felt like he needed to
He's
pick
like,
up the
bro,
slack for the rest of
somebody's got to
the
talk. Somebody's got to talk in this movie.
movie.
We're at less than 100 words.
He's doing great, and he's really just kind of he's doing like Malcolm's dad, right?
Sort
Like
of.
very kind of
Less zany.
everyman. Yeah, like. But he is good, and it's good because you kind of see that he genuinely likes the driver, and he cares about him, to the point that he's kind of got a blind spot, I think, for like his involvement to stuff. But it is nice to see because he's also a criminal. Like he's obviously there's like a crime element to what they're doing, and he is the link to that.
Uh-huh.
But I think he's the best kind of that character. The best you can hope for is like relatable, and we all know a guy like that knows everybody, tends to have a big mouth and talks a lot, and is likable kind of in spite of themselves. But also he's just likable. I really like when he's talking shit about and to Ron Perlman, and Ron Perlman's supposed to be like the tough guy in this scenario,
Yeah.
and he's like. He's like, even you could get pussy in this car. Just talking mad shit about him. So you didn't like Albert Brooks' performance?
I don't like either of the villains in this movie.
Ron Perlman or him?
Yes.
What? Why? Like, what informs that? Why?
I would like to talk about that later, but the short of it is that I feel like it's sorely miscast both of those roles.
Oh, okay.
I don't buy it
Okay.
at all. Yeah.
I have Albert Brooks in the what works part of this
Let's hear it.
because he's against type.
Okay.
Because we have a million examples of the very straightforward mafioso tough guy who's kills the people that cross him. The Tony Sopranos out there are kind of like a dime a dozen, and I do think that there is another kind of villain that is not an outright dangerous seeming or looking person who does bad shit and is good at it, and because they're just kind of capable people, right? I think that's a more like realistic portrayal of a criminal like that. When you watch the news and you see these guys who embezzled $300,000 and then killed their partner because their partner almost found out, like on the news, they're just fucking guys. They're just white guys who kind of did what they were doing and got away with it for a while and eventually kind of got the rug pulled on him and got caught. To me, Albert Brooks is really good at looking like that. He's a guy who is good at what he does and has very like hard and fast rules about how he does shit. And I think he kind of makes effective use of his time on screen, kind of showing you why he's capable of doing these things. That scene where he reaches out to shake Shannon's hand and then pulls the straight razor out and slices his wrist open. I think it's good. I think it's really like it's kind of scary. It's kind of it's unassuming.
I had that in what works. That particular
That scene specifically.
that move to cut
Yeah,
his
where he
wrist.
slices.
I
his wrist.
never seen that in a movie. In like
Yeah,
that's different.
it's cool.
You know,
Yeah,
I get it.
that part is cool. And then him telling him, "That's it. It's over. It's not gonna hurt. The hard part's done." That's fucking wild to say to someone that you just murdered. Like now he's got to sit there and die, and you're like, comforting him. It's almost like the Nazi that kills Fish. Remember when we were talking about what he's saying when he's plunging the knife into his chest?
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like whispering to him, like, it's okay, don't worry about it. Like, it's just that easy, right? It's really funny to me that he's kind of. I also like his scene when he's talking to the driver, and he's like, I was fucking excited to have, or no, he's talking to Shannon.
Yeah,
he's like, I was excited to have my name on the car. You know, I really wanted to do this. And it does seem like he's kind of excited to get involved in this, like, otherwise kind of a weird thing that he's never done before. So that's why I think it works for him, because we haven't seen a villain like that, really, that's kind of not outwardly scary, very unassuming, but freaks you the fuck out when they do a dangerous thing. What I do think, and I guess we can kind of get into what doesn't work, I do think that it is a really bad scene, the final scene between him and the driver. This idea that he's going to kill Ryan Gosling when we've seen what Gosling is capable of, that's less palatable for me. Like, I don't in that scene alone, I can see where you'd be like, okay, maybe this was miscast. If I'm going to do that and I'm going to let the driver survive, I'm not even going to let Brooks get a lick in.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I'm writing the movie or if I'm the director, I have Gosling catch him by the wrist as he tries to stab me and break his fucking wrist, and then just, like, break his neck or choke him out or something. I don't see Brooks getting a stab in before Gosling can do anything about it, you know? So that part, yeah, I do feel like I can see that. But I do think up until that point, it's excellent. What did you think of Christina Hendricks?
Is that the one from Mad Men?
Blanche, yeah.
I mean, she wasn't in it a lot.
Yeah, she doesn't have a lot to do, huh?
No, she just goes through it the whole time.
She's having a hard time that whole movie.
She gets like berated by the guy who's running the job, and then she goes to the job and gets beat up by Ryan Gosling, and then gets shot in the head.
Blanche is one of the characters that's in the book, and she has even less going on in the book than she does in the movie. But in the book, I'll be honest, I only got to like page 60 in the book, because I just, you know how it is with me in reading, man. It's tough to it's tough to keep it. But I tried to finish the book because it's only 150 pages long. I tried to finish it before we started the cast, but it just didn't happen. The book is very different pacing wise than how the movie is. I also haven't seen Irene at all. I've only seen the driver and Shannon and Blanche so far. And in the book, Blanche is the book starts with them at the hotel room.
Yeah.
And with Blanche being shot and him fighting off the other two guys in the hotel room. And then it kind of starts to get into why, like, how they ended up there is right around the time that I stopped reading. Everything before that is just about him being a stunt driver and how he got into that and, like, his upbringing and stuff like that. So very, very different from what I've read so far versus how the movie is. The movie spends a lot of time on Gosling with Irene. Which, from what I read originally, it was supposed to be Irina, and it was going to be a Latina lady.
Okay.
And the director met with a bunch of actresses, and none of the Latina actresses he met with, he felt like just were a good fit. He just wasn't vibing with them. And then
wow,
he met
why,
Mulligan.
Dan? Because they can't shut up? Is that what you're saying? Wow.
That's what the director said.
I can't believe you think that.
What ethnicity is the director?
That's crazy.
Is he Scandinavian?
I actually have no idea.
I don't know what ref.
But it just, the way you said it felt like you were implying that.
No. What I was going to imply is it's kind of fucked up that he met Mulligan, the only white woman he met with, and that's the one he vibed with, and that's the one he picked.
I don't know. Y'all can't see this, but Dan is like cheesing, like smiling from ear to ear, like, I'm getting away with what I think about this.
I'm getting away with it, bro.
Yeah.
First of all,
look at him. Look at him.
I do feel some kind of way about him casting Mulligan instead and changing the name to Irene, and just kind of robbing one of our people of that role.
Shaking your head like you don't actually think any of this as you're talking.
You know, I have the recording of the video. At some point, I'm just gonna post it. I think it's especially like you're gonna keep Oscar Isaac, but you're gonna, you know what I mean? You're gonna pivot on that one. Although Oscar Isaac is excellent, so I don't know. Maybe that's why. Anyway, he recast. He had a small rewrite to turn it from a Latino woman to a white woman, who isn't doing a lot either. She's doing, I think, a serviceable job, but I do think that she is not doing like an especially great performance from Miss Mulligan.
Well, I read they
she's
both.
fine.
I read they both actively chose to not read the dialogue that was scripted. A lot of
that
it.
doesn't surprise me. Yeah,
So there was originally a bunch more dialogue, and both Mulligan and Ryan Gosling were like, "Let's just not say it."
That's better. They should have done that for the Scorpion and the Frog line too.
So top 5 movie for you before we get to the drink, because I saw you just finished one. Before we get to this drink section, top 5 movie ever. Talk more about this. What? Give me context, right? Like, what are the other ones in there?
I mean, a lot of the other ones that are in there are like franchise based, like the best executions of. Everclear. There was Everclear in it, bro. Stop it. The best execution of specific franchises very frequently are in my top 5. Rogue One is to me the best iteration of all the Star Wars movies. I love Rogue One. The Two Towers is my favorite of the Lord of the Rings series, so that one's in there for me. Infinity War is one of the best of the like Marvel movies, so that one's in there. But sometimes I switch that one out with the Captain America and the Winter Soldier, because that one is a very close second to me, and they're both kind of flip-flop between which one I like more. Okay. The Winter Soldier also has kind of like a neo-noir vibe to it, because it's kind of like a spy movie about Captain America finding S.H.I.E.L.D., finding Hydra hiding within S.H.I.E.L.D., and like finding the conspiracy of that.
Yeah, that's more spy thriller than noir movie.
It is. But it has the vibes, is my point. The vibes is a lot of times a guy getting swept up into a conspiracy that's way bigger than what he thought it was, and finding people at the highest levels of whatever doing crime.
This goes all the way to the top.
This goes all the way to the top. This is going to shake the pillars of heaven. Anyway, so that's a big part of it. And then otherwise than that, it's like, I don't know. I probably would have a hard time nailing down what my exact top 5 is, unless I
you're
was
at
like
4.
I know, but the other one is going to be like Raising Arizona, or like
Well,
Coen Brothers comedy. What?
Don't get to 4 and bail.
Man, but see, everything I've said is not my number 1, and that's the one that's going to be the most in flux. My favorite movie of all time is probably whatever movie I just watched last night that I really enjoyed. I just finished watching Iron Man this morning, and I loved it. And I think it might be number 1 favorite movie of all time.
It's not, though. You have a favorite movie of all time.
What is it?
What's that one that they show on Black Klansman? Birth of a Nation or something.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I like Black Klansman. That's a good movie. I don't know, man. I'd have a hard time telling you what my number 1 favorite movie is, because it is sometimes it's Lethal Weapon 2, sometimes it's Beverly Hills Cop 2, sometimes it's Predator 2, sometimes
Sequels.
It's Jingle All the Way.
You know what? All of your top 5 are sequels except for Drive.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I thought it was
love
important
sequels.
to give context to, like, this is the top 5 movie for me. Okay, what is it?
Drive. You know what's Drive is special because it doesn't leave the top 5. A lot of movies
Okay.
kind of fall in,
I can see that.
kind of fall in and out of that position, but Drive never does. I love Drive. Every time I'm making a list of things that I love, Drive shows up in there.
How often do you make lists of things that you love?
Often, very often, especially when I'm talking to you.
I do love a list. Is that the vinyl?
It is the vinyl.
Dan's displaying the vinyl of Drive that he has. The very cover of it is the jacket.
Signed
That fuck ass
by-
jacket.
Signed by Ryan Gosling. Just kidding. Unless
Bro,
you want to
if-
sign it for me, Ryan Gosling.
If you were, honestly, if you were in line behind somebody at the store with that scorpion jacket on, you'd be like, sick fucking jacket.
It very much depends on who's wearing it. If I was standing behind Ryan Gosling at the grocery store,
Uh-huh.
and or the equivalent, and he was wearing the scorpion jacket, I'd be like, that's a fucking sick jacket. And that guy's wearing the fuck out of that jacket. If I was standing behind you wearing the scorpion jacket, I would punch you in the back of the head. And then I would take the jacket from you.
I
I'd say
would
you don't
never
deserve to wear that.
ever wear that fuck ass jacket, first of all.
I think you'd probably look good in it if you push the sleeves up and put a toothpick in your mouth.
I don't want to wear it, is the thing.
But it looks nice.
It doesn't. I don't like the fabric. I don't like the collar.
He picked the fabric because
I don't like the color.
Because it was indicative of armor. It was like a knight in shining armor. It's a knight in shining satin.
Is that real?
That is real. He picked satin because it shines, because he wanted it to look like an armor.
Oh no, I think that's dumber. I hate that.
You love it.
Alright, let's talk about your drink, man. How's it going?
It's good.
Are
Tasty.
you gonna set another one on fire, or are you just making it?
I'm not going to set this one on fire. I'm just going to pour a beer.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if it was gonna change the flavor, but you're bailing on the other stuff.
The problem with dropping the shot in there, it's not a sip drink, right? Like, you drop the shots in there and then you chug.
Down it.
That's why
Yeah.
you only do like a half beer. And if I chug another beer with 2 shots in it, I'm going to get fucking plastered in the next like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I can't afford to do that this time again.
It is called
We already-
happy hour movies.
Do you get sloshed at every happy hour? Don't answer that. I already know the answer to that. But I had one yesterday without lighting it on fire, and it did not taste the flavor that I could see. It was also the third one I was drinking, so it was probably going to taste pretty good either way.
Okay, I'll take another shot of Fireball.
Tell us about your drink.
I don't like it. I've never liked Fireball.
You're not a
Funny-
big cinnamon guy?
The funny thing about this podcast is that I pick the drink every week.
Yeah.
I could just not pick stuff that I don't want to drink.
Yeah.
And I'm always like, well, if it's the theme, I'll just suck it up. And I've not liked one drink we've had since we've been doing this.
You haven't liked any of them?
I don't think so. Not that I can
No, we had
remember.
Modelo for
Oh,
Chef.
I do like Modelo.
Yeah.
Okay, I've liked one.
But you liked the torpedo juice. It was just too strong.
I was drinking warm pineapple juice and Everclear
I
with
thought
too
you
little
liked the,
pineapple juice.
I also thought you liked the Dark and Stormies.
Better than what the alternative was. I don't remember what the other drink was.
Moscow Mule?
Maybe. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm sitting here looking at my Fireball. Like, I gotta take another one of these fucking shots. Why do I gotta do this? And it's because I wrote it. I said, "Hey, we'll do Fireball." What an idiot!
What an idiot. Yeah. Well, you should have just did a flaming Dr. Pepper. You love Dr. Pepper.
I hate cinnamon.
Are you drinking salt? Are you licking salt? What
No,
did you pour in your... What was
I
that?
didn't. I just said like fuck. Hate cinnamon.
Sorry, man. I like Fireball fine, but I like Red Hots, so
Yeah,
tastes like a Red Hot to me.
I don't like the cinnamon flavor.
Probably shouldn't be drinking Fireball then. Do
Pardon?
you like Do you like Dr. Peppers?
I do like Dr. Pepper.
Do you have a beer, some Di Serono, and I know you have rum.
I have beer. I have rum. I don't have a Di Serono.
Oh.
What do you think Fireball tastes like in a drink?
I've only ever had it as part of like a shot where it's like there's other stuff in the shot. And then
What do you
also
put in
Fireball.
the other stuff?
Either vanilla or cherry stuff.
Ew.
It's good.
With the cinnamon?
Yeah. You just need to put it like it's good in eggnog. You know?
Yeah.
You just need to put it in something that like where cinnamon's like a compliment.
Should we play a game and loser drinks
Sure. Let's
as
do
part
it.
of this middle section?
Yeah, let's play a game.
Okay, let's introduce our movie game to the podcast. That's not at all ours, but that we built our friendship on, right?
Six degrees game.
No, actually, no. We need to go faster than that because most of it will just be us thinking.
Us thinking, yeah.
But the other one, where I'm gonna name a movie, you gotta name another movie that stars somebody from my movie, or has them in it, and we'll just rapid fire back and forth until one of us is out.
Link 1 to 1 to 1 until we get stumped.
Loser
and then
drinks.
that person drinks. Okay. All right.
If I lose, I'll take another shot of Fireball. If you lose, what are you gonna drink?
I will do a shot of Di Serono.
Set it on fire. Okay, ready? Okay, I'm gonna pick. The first movie we're doing is Drive.
Okay. And so in Drive is...
You don't tell me who, you just say the movie. If I don't think that's true, I get to challenge it.
Okay. Okay. Then in that case, Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo! That's a good
luck.
That's a good little curveball you threw at me. Can we do TV?
Yeah. Good luck anyway, still.
Why?
Go ahead. No.
Oh, man. No. I'll do movie. All
right, let's hear it.
Finding Nemo, Boondock Saints.
Boondock Saints.
Challenge me. Tell me somebody's not in Boondock Saints that's in Finding Nemo.
I'm trying to think of who. I know the two guys. Who? Challenge.
Willem Dafoe.
Oh.
Is in
That's
both
a good
movies.
one. Yeah, he is in both. Willem Dafoe. I forgot about him.
Suck it. Set it on fire. Drink it.
All right, here's one.
Yeah.
Oh, that's delicious. I love Di Serono. Okay. You want to just keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at we're at Boondock Saints, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Technically. Okay. So then let's do you said we can do TV shows?
Sure.
Okay. Dexter.
Well, fuck. The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
No, you thought the wrong guy that was in Dexter.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
No, nobody that's in Dexter's in The Walking Dead.
Yes, they are. There's crossover there, as in most TV shows.
Fuck. All right, I got to challenge again.
Fuck, I was lying. Okay.
You thought it was the one guy that I was saying, but I wasn't. I was saying the other guy.
I've seen Boondock Saints. I've never ever watched an episode of Dexter. Well,
The guy-
I watched one episode of Dexter. I was like,
One
this is
episode,
Gossip Girl.
yeah.
I'm out. And then
Lots of voiceover. The two guys, the two Boondock Saints.
yeah, Norman
So,
Reedus and the other guy.
Norman Reedus is the one that you were probably thinking of. He's in The Walking Dead. The
Yep.
other guy, something Patrick something,
Yeah.
is in Dexter. He plays a character called Elway. He's a private detective in that show. So you tried.
I almost had it. You were almost just gonna let it slide.
I was like, "There's no way. Dexter's not that good of a show to have that caliber of actors in it that The Walking Dead has."
You're right.
Oh, you're drinking a Red Bull too.
Yep. Because I like
You're gonna
to
be
party.
wide awake drunk.
That's how I like to do it. Because cocaine's illegal.
And no more Four Locos.
I like this. I like playing the game in the middle here.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, what doesn't work?
You're done with what works in the top 5 movie ever for you.
I think I've
I'll
gone
clear
through
out. I'll let you cook, man. I'll say what you love.
No. I think that's it. I do think that the action is what defines the movie. I do think that it's a good balance of that the action is incredibly intense and graphic, but there's very little of it. So I think that's a good balance, because if you are going to have a very small amount of action in what is a movie that is kind of built around the violence of what's happening, the violence does need to be very intense and graphic and kind of hard to watch. And they kind of do that. Even when he slaps Blanche, it's kind of hard. It makes you uncomfortable because you don't really see the hero just blatantly hit this very vulnerable. We don't know at the time she's not as vulnerable as she has pretended to be, right? She hadn't orchestrated it herself, but she was integral in like getting Standard killed.
Yeah.
But it's good, and also Gosling is very believable as like doing these things. That scene where he's holding the bullet to the dude's forehead and he's gonna smash the bullet into his forehead with a hammer. That shit's crazy. But you
kind of only need the hammer though, huh?
You really do, but he's making it a point. Yeah. You fed my friend this bullet. You handed my friend this bullet. Now I'm gonna hand the bullet to you. And if you don't tell me what I want to know, you're going to eat this fucking bullet. And then he does. He makes him eat it and swallow it. And that's a great thing to do. I think if you had a small kid that you liked and someone handed them a bullet, you probably would feed them that bullet as like as a way to get back at them. Because fuck you for threatening this little boy who has nothing to do with what's going on.
It's got a little to do with what's going on.
In that it's his dad?
Yeah. He's attached.
Also, no. Okay, yes. Okay, maybe loosely in like they know each other, but what I'm saying is they didn't even really have a right to be going after the dad. The dad paid his debt, and they were just like one more gigging the dad, stringing him along like like coyotes do, Yeah. So they didn't really have a reason to be going after the dad. I think going after the son.
Mm-hmm.
While you just tuned up his dad is a bridge too far. And I really think, honestly, Driver doesn't get involved if they hadn't threatened the son. I think if they hadn't given the bullet to the kid and told him, we're going to come back and see your dad real soon or whatever, I don't think the driver even cares at that point. He's just like, okay, well, good, kill him. Fuck that guy.
You think so?
I'll be a dad in a month.
The dad that stepped up. I mean, maybe. Obviously the criminals are the bad guys here, but also it's pretty effective to give a bullet to the guy's son.
Like as an intimidation tactic?
Yeah,
yes.
That's fucking scary, dude.
It is.
And also, I will take it one further. it accomplished what they wanted. They did the job.
Yeah, that's true. They did.
They're effective.
I think that it is funny to see how intimidation can kind of cut both ways. Like sometimes you intimidate the wrong guy, and that guy's not going to react the way you think he's going to react when he feels intimidated.
Like in
Because
A
I
Bug's
think-
Life.
Yeah, exactly. I love A Bug's Life. When you say A Bug's Life, you know what's funny? When people say A Bug's Life, I think of Magnificent Seven. I think of Seven Samurai. I also think of The Office when Steve Carell is like, when all that stuff came out in the press about Woody Allen, the Ants was just a ripoff of A Bug's Life. That joke kills me, dude. It's so funny. It's like, the thing is, I like A Bug's Life better. His moral of the story is don't listen to your critics, listen to your fans. What? That's what you got out of all that? Oh my god, dude. These are the like ping pong going on, the pinball going on in my brain when people mention A Bug's Life. It's a rapid fire of things I love. Damn it, what was I saying?
I didn't know that was gonna be like.
You lit the fuse, man.
I didn't know me saying that was gonna have that chain reaction. It just made that funny.
Welcome to my brain, folks. It's a messy, messy place.
That's funny.
What was I going to tell you? Yeah, so I think it's the violence. I think is actually it's a good balance of what's needed because it is intense while it is being short. I think that everybody who's there, it's kind of a stacked cast. I think Bryan Cranston is an excellent actor. Ryan Gosling is an excellent actor. Oscar Isaac is an excellent actor. Christina Hendricks, if that's her, I think that's her name. They're all really, really good, and they all have these they all have these kind of minor. It's almost like they're all minor roles, because none of them are really talking a lot.
Nobody talks. Yeah.
But they're doing an effective job when they're on the screen, and they're building something that, as a whole, what it is to me that I love about Driver so much, and we've talked about this before, is that sometimes when something sometimes the sum of the thing is greater than its individual parts. And I do think that when I look at the movie really closely and I try to pick out, well, I like this, or I like this, or I think this part's good, or I think that it suffers when you pick it apart like that. Because it is one of those things where it's kind of an experience where you just kind of have to sit there and take it in.
Yeah.
And I think when you don't think too hard about it, and when you don't try too hard to really pull it apart, it survives really, really well. And I think that's why it was able to win at Cannes, because you have a bunch of people there that are those are the kind of people that would do that would not they're sitting in a very exclusive experience. They're being exposed to something. Also, I think at Cannes the director talks sometimes beforehand too, right? They present the movie and stuff like that. So I think that goes a long way too, because you're kind of seeing it through the director's the way that they intend you to experience it. So I think that's what makes it a top 5 movie for me, is that I love that experience you can have when you kind of turn your brain off and just are along for the ride.
I think that is an incredibly good defense of this movie, and like a good summary of why it has such a large cult following, is that you have to experience it as one piece.
Yeah.
As a whole, as a vibe. I get it.
Yeah, because it kind of is all vibes.
Yes, that's it. And the thing is, if you're in on the vibe, it's probably one of your favorite movies.
Yeah.
I don't experience movies that way. Welcome to what doesn't work. Okay, so So I wanna talk about this. So some of the alternate titles I had for this movie was Man on Fire, but make it suck. Um,
Oh no.
Raging Dull. Uh, No More Traffic in LA, and Step Drive.
Don't don't do that. I don't like that last one.
I also had Equalizer, but make it suck because he didn't quite use guns.
Yeah.
There's quite a bit that I don't fuck with in this movie. Um,
You kind of knew that though, right? Like you.
no, 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 no. So let me talk about that. So I enjoy movies, whether on both sides of this, right? Like I enjoy some of the movies that are like I'm a driver type movies.
Baby Driver.
Some of them I like genuinely. Like Baby
Yeah.
Driver, I think genuinely is a really good movie. I fucking love that movie. We've talked about it a lot, right?
Yeah.
Um, some I like ironically. So like The Transporter or any of the Fast and Furious movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're very tropey, but it's like hell yeah. Like
You're having a good time.
let's have a couple drinks at Draft House and
I
talk about this movie.
didn't. I didn't know you liked Fast and Furious. Ironically,
It's awful.
I knew that.
It's terrible.
I knew that. I always thought that. I always have been protecting your feelings this whole time. I
No,
thought you
I
actually. I thought you actually liked them.
no, dude. They're bad, but they're so bad that I love them.
Hey, every time you're like, I love Fast and Furious, I'm like, oh yeah, they're good. Good job, buddy. Those are
Brother,
good
those
movies.
brother, those scripts are written in crayon. They're tough.
Scripts, get out of here.
But
Everybody writing
but I
scripts,
do
bro. Those
like
are
them
storyboards.
about like an invincible guy who drives and loves his family.
Family.
I would do a Fast and Furious episode.
No, I'm not doing that.
You keep saying no to that.
Yeah. Fuck no.
The problem is that this movie happens in between those two planes.
Yeah, you can't. It takes itself way too seriously for you to like it. Ironically,
It's so bad. Yes, yes, that's exactly it. It's bad at. Yeah, it's too sincere about what it is for me.
yeah.
And because I'm not like the synth pop guy, and because I also hate that fuck ass jacket, you know, that like those were the big pieces of that movie.
Right.
And I didn't know that coming in. So coming in, I was totally cold to it. I knew I didn't like the jacket, but I didn't know the jacket was like the movie, you know?
Yeah.
And essentially, it is.
Yeah, it is a clear representation of the movie itself, and I do think it is a clear indicator that if you don't like the jacket, you're probably not gonna like the movie.
And I didn't know that coming in. I was like, I thought the jacket was like, you know, a part of the wardrobe. I didn't know it
Yeah.
was the movie. So no, I wouldn't say that I came in thinking that. Like I
It
came in
was
pretty
gonna be bad. Yeah.
I came in pretty cold. I didn't know either way. But inside of the first 5 minutes, we get through the speech that he does, where he's like, inside of those 5 minutes, I'm yours. Anything outside of that, blah, 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 right?
Right.
And that's pretty tropey. They do like the doesn't look like much, but it flies thing in the very beginning.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me most mad in the beginning of this movie was and he only does this the one time that I can remember. He puts a watch on the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Fucking dumb.
Why?
One, the type of watch it is,
A
first
Patek
off,
Philippe?
but I'm talking about the indices. Like, there's
Oh.
no Arabic numerals anywhere on that watch. It's not a pilot watch. It's
Yeah.
not very like legible.
Yeah.
if you're looking at it at a glance. Also, the
Hella
reason
stylish.
the reason watches were made was this exact thing that we're looking at in the movie.
What?
Like a pilot didn't want to look at a pocket watch or a stopwatch and wanted something to go on his wrist so that while they were flying they could see.
Right, but this is in a car, not
So
on a joystick.
okay, so the problem is that he's about to spin the fuck out of that wheel over and over again during this during this drive, and he's no longer going to be able to see it on the steering wheel. It's stupid.
No.
It's fucking dumb.
No. Put a watch on your pretend you're wearing a watch on your wrist. Okay?
I am.
Okay. Now put your hands at 10 and 2 on the driver's on the
First
steering
off,
wheel.
he doesn't drive that way, I don't drive that way, and most of America doesn't drive that way.
Okay, but that's what's happening. So, guess what you're not going to be able to see on your wrist whenever you're wearing it?
I definitely can.
No. You're like this.
Bro, okay, now
Here's your
whip-
watch.
pretend it's on the steering wheel and whip that shit around a few times. Tell me
Yeah,
you
he's
can
not
locate
whipping it the whole time. He's also just driving sometimes.
It's
just so he
dumb.
can look down at it while he's driving.
It's fucking stupid, and that's how a lot of the movie goes. It's like
It's
I
a
would rather
dumb
have
thing for
this
you to fixate
stylistic
on.
choice
Yeah.
than have it make sense
Yeah.
to the plot of the movie.
Also, that's not like integral to the plot. It's a style choice.
It's dumb.
It's not dumb. You're dumb.
It made me mad when I was watching it.
It makes me mad that you're fixating on this dumb thing.
I just thought it was so stupid because it's in the beginning, and what draws your
Alright.
attention to it is that the whole first part is about how precise he is, and then he does this stupid fucking thing that doesn't make any sense. It's like one of the first things you see him do. He wears those stupid fucking gloves, which why are you wearing gloves? And then he does the watch.
Transporter wears gloves.
And it made me, it just made me be like, roll my eyes very hard. Immediately. Immediately.
You know why you think all these things? Because you don't drive.
I wanted to drive for the podcast. I was in my car.
No, I drive.
You
So
told
I
me
get it.
no.
I get it because I drive. You don't drive.
Between the last podcast and this podcast, we've hung out one time and I drove.
That doesn't count, though. We barely drove down the street.
Whatever, dude. I drove.
I drove all last night in preparation for this podcast. I drove around the city. I listened to Nightcaller. It was a whole vibe.
You
Had
should
my
have listened
watch.
to like Carly Rae Jepsen or some shit.
I tried to put my watch on the steering wheel, but mine has a clasp. It doesn't come all the way apart.
Dumb. Probably an Invicta.
It's not Invicta. It's an Apple Watch. Don't invite people back here like that. Don't do that. I trusted you with that story. You can't do that. That's messed up, dude.
Okay, I'm not done talking about the first drive, actually.
Okay, so that was what doesn't work, and we'll see you.
I'm only on
next
the first
week.
drive. No, I'm only on the first drive.
Damn it.
Why is he listening to sports radio?
So he can hear when the game ends, so he knows when to pull up to the
I
stadium, so he can blend
get
in.
why. I get why. Like, I get the. It sucks that he's listening to sports radio.
Why?
Driving is for music, and everybody fucking knows that.
Yes, but he's listening to sports radio because he needs to know when the game ends precisely.
Okay, but how about this? How about don't intercut it with him evading the police like it's a fucking sports movie? How about don't do that? How about don't sync the radio, the baseball radio call with him getting away from the cops, because that's corny.
I didn't know it was baseball. This whole time I thought it was a basketball game.
No, definitely not.
And yeah, it makes sense because he puts a Dodgers cap on when he's leaving too.
Yep.
I like when he steps in front of the cop and he's like, whoops.
Yeah.
That's
That's
what you
cool.
would do. That's what you would do if you were a getaway driver. and you had effectively gotten away. You should relate to him more.
I would get caught. I would be like, whoops, and get past him, and then I would do like the suck it sign, and then throw the finger behind him and stuff. Just celebrate way too early, and then I would get caught.
Get arrested.
But I didn't enjoy the sports scene aspect of that drive.
There was a point to it.
Yeah, sure.
You just said that you didn't like when they did stuff that didn't have a point, and now they did, and you don't like the part that did have a point.
The way to read this is that when they do stuff stylistically that doesn't have a point, it's stupid, and then when they put stuff to better the plot, they don't execute it well.
No, you just don't like it.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
I also feel like the dialogue in this movie is written by a guy who puts his hand over his face like this and feels mysterious.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. Like, none of the reactions to anything anybody said made sense to me.
Yeah.
Including when he would just make faces at people that were talking to him. If I said something to you and you just made a face at me like him, like, the fuck is wrong with you? Like, are you gonna reply to me?
He's autistic.
I would be upset. That's not what they mean by special when they're talking about him. They mean he can drive. That's what I understood.
I understood it that that's his special skill.
I didn't enjoy that part.
You thought it was too on the nose.
I didn't like it at all.
Oh, now we see the reason that doesn't like the main character in Drive. He's hitting a little too close to home.
I also thought his threatening dialogue to that guy at the diner was completely unnecessary.
Why?
Like, I'm gonna kick your teeth down your throat line.
He needed him to fuck off immediately and stop talking.
But the point of that scene is to be like, whoa, there's more here than this quiet guy.
Yeah.
But the whole, like, you could have shown me instead of told me with the violence part.
Yeah.
Instead, you made him say this really obvious shit.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, there's more to this guy.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
You know what's funny is I have thought before that in that scene especially, they could have, instead of having him say anything, have him like kick the stool out from under the guy and just like grab him by the face, you know, or like slam his head down on the bar and then just leave. Right. You know, like there is a way thematically to sell that scene way better than what we got, which was just having him say, how about I kick your teeth down your throat? And it does kind of also run afoul of how we've seen the rest of the way that the character is. Usually the character is very much a act, don't talk kind of guy. Stays, you know what I mean? Like, he leans heavy into the violence when he needs to, and the rest of the time he keeps his mouth shut and doesn't really say anything. So it does kind of feel out of character for him to say that, because he doesn't usually need to say it. He just does it. So yeah, and then, you know what's funny is Who Framed Roger Rabbit, he does that. He kicks the stool out from under the guy, and then he sticks an egg in his mouth whenever he's like telling him to stop talking about his brother. And it feels more vibey with the rest of the movie if he does something like that, or anything, you know, just like headbutt him, get up close, really close to him, get in his face, headbutt him, and then set his head down so it looks like he's sleeping before anybody realizes what's happening. There's a lot of ways to execute that beyond just having him say something crazy. So yeah, that scene especially is kind of out of place with what we've seen for the rest of the movie.
I have way more on my list, but before I keep going, do you have anything that doesn't work about this movie?
Nah.
It all works.
No, I don't like Ron Perlman's character. Uh, I don't think and you know what's crazy? I like Ron Perlman as a person. The more that he's kind of been given a platform, like on social media and stuff, I like him. I like that he's very outspoken about what he believes. I like that he kind of shit talks people that would generally probably want him to like them. But all that being said, he is still kind of like a fake tough guy. So, you know, it's kind of hard. He's a really old dude who's been in Hollywood a long time. You know, it's great that he's on our side for stuff like as a person, but every time I see him in a role, I really loved him in Hellboy, but that's mostly because he has so many prosthetics on that he looks like he could do the things that he's doing in the movie.
Oh.
Outside of that, he didn't really look like that. He looks just kind of like a old dude, you know, like.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard for me to buy him as like a, you know, a mafia guy that I'm going to be nervous about. And to me, he's supposed to be opposite of Albert Brooks, who's very obviously not like a tough guy, but is very capable of great violence, right? Ron Perlman, if you're going to have somebody opposite of Albert Brooks, I think you need an obvious tough guy. I think you need actually Tony Soprano, or like somebody who is a more traditional mafioso type character. You know who would have been good is the guy from The Departed, Mr. French. He would have been great in that kind of role. Because then it's more like a formidable guy that that the driver has to take on face to face. You know what I mean? But instead, he's just like some scummy guy who's not really contributing anything to the plot. So I don't love Ron Perlman as a casting for that. From what I understand, he was cast in it because he auditioned, or maybe he probably didn't audition for the part, but he went out for the part because he is, I think, half Jewish, half Italian, and so he kind of said that he knew what it was like to want to be an Italian tough guy in a New York neighborhood and not be taken seriously as that because of his heritage, which is a great and admirable reason to want to go out for that role. I think it's just not him. I just don't think he's a great cast for that. And I think you can't go in for both those guys can't be against type. You know what I mean? Like you gotta have if you're gonna go against type with one, you need to go very much within type for the other.
Because it just made it seem like the whole crew was whack.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, because if you put Mr. French or somebody who seems very intimidating and scary as the Ron Perlman guy, now Albert looks like the money guy who's just there to like kind of foot the bill, and he's the smart guy who makes the smart decisions, who reins in the tough guy asshole who's doing all the normal violent stuff, which makes Albert Brooks even more interesting when he does kill somebody, because then it's like, oh shit, this guy, there's another reason there that this guy's involved with these people. But yeah, when you have both of them together, it's just like all these people are fucking lame, dude.
They're both offbeat, and it just makes it like he's fighting this crew of weirdos. You know?
It's not as
you know. And if the whole point of this movie is like, check out how fucking cool this guy is, you know, the villains can't be dorks.
whack. Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, the badass guy doesn't seem as badass if he's beating up a bunch of nerds.
Correct. And that's what it felt like to me. I was like, why can't Oscar Isaac be the villain of this movie?
Yeah.
That would have been great. You know?
Yeah.
I buy that.
Oscar Isaacs could have done Ron Perlman's role.
Or just keep the character, right? But maybe he like is as skilled as the driver, and also they both fuck up these weirdos, and now they're at beef with each other, right? Like
yeah.
If you're gonna keep the weirdos, because they seem pretty set on it, like don't make them the big bad.
Yeah, they're not believable as the big bad. And that brings me to the other part of that I don't really like is Albert Brooks' final confrontation with the driver, which is just not believable to me. The idea that he could get a shot good enough that could potentially kill the driver is just not. It's a non-starter.
Also, why does everybody bring bullshit to the fight? The only people who are like well equipped to fight are the henchmen in this movie, and they fuck that up, right? But for the most part, it's like Ryan Gosling holding a hammer, and then Nemo's dad has a shaving kit, and everybody's gotta be fucking scared. Like I cannot for the life of me understand in this situation why those would be your choices.
He has a switchblade in the
Okay, that's
in the
also
final
the
fight.
wrong choice. That's not.
I think if you're gonna go that route, you probably do need to have some dialogue, discuss why he doesn't like guns or something like that.
Right.
Because it does seem odd that this guy who's the leader of a criminal empire will only ever try to kill people with like a straight razor and a switchblade. And I guess the little case is half-hearted attempt at doing that, but I really think it's just that they didn't know how to sell that idea, and so
Well,
they just didn't address it.
Why doesn't Ryan Gosling get a gun? Why doesn't
I think
the Ron Perlman have a gun?
yeah, Ron Perlman should have a gun.
What's going on?
I think it makes sense for Ryan Gosling to not have guns.
Well, he says I don't carry a gun, right? But like,
well, I don't know. I'm not even saying that. I'm saying that I think, like, if you look at him as like a stuntman who's kind of being swept into this situation he wasn't expecting to be in, it's okay to give him a hammer, or like just choking somebody out or grabbing whatever he's on whoever else. It doesn't make sense for Ron Perlman not to have a gun. You know, it especially doesn't make sense for most of them to not have guns, considering it's a crime family or it's like a mafia. You know, they should mostly have guns, you would think.
yeah.
So it is odd that none of them do. You would think that they would come up like here and there, and it really just doesn't. So yeah, I think it's a better... And I think because you're having him kind of ride off into the sunset anyway, you don't need to have Albert Brooks stab him. He's just driving away, and it's kind of implied that he just kind of left town, and it's a little open-ended, like, did he die on the road?
No.
But it's not really. It feels kind of like he just left town and that's that. You know, now he's going to go find another single mom somewhere, and he's going to fall in love with her, and then her husband's going to get out of prison, and he's going to have to restart the cycle. But
yeah.
you don't need to have him stab him. Just have him take the knife away from the guy and stab him in the throat and be done with it. You know, like,
It's so bad that they didn't shoot it actually happening. It's shadows.
Yeah.
Because you can't actually see him do it. It would look stupid.
Maybe it was Brooks. Maybe he was like, I want to... What if it ended the way we said, and he was like, no, I want to stab him. Come on, guys.
Let me do something.
Come on. I want to... He's tough. My guy's tough. He slashed the guy. And then they're like, all right, you could stab him once. But it's only going to be shadows, because no one's going to buy this shit.
The fake out makes me so mad, where he's like, he's just like laying there like he's dead, and then he's just like, okay, let me put this shit in
Okay,
trash.
that's enough of that.
I laughed out loud on that part though.
Yeah, it is silly.
And then I'll just skip, lastly, him slapping Christina Hendricks' character and like threatening to beat her up to get the information. Not what you want out of your hero character.
Man. No.
And it reminded me a lot of the Michael Scarn movie, where he's choking out the winner of the race, and he's like, I'm so sorry.
He's choking, yeah.
And everyone's like horrified,
Oscar.
but Michael's like, yeah, this is character.
This is good.
I was like, that's how these writers felt when they were having this stuff shit out.
I think it's good when you have the parable of like the scorpion thing. And I think it's supposed to be your first little glimpse at that he is very much trying to not be that guy. But he is, at his core, he's a violent person. And he's like, you know what I mean? So I think it is supposed to do that. I do think you're right that it feels uncomfortable. I don't know that it's meant to feel uncomfortable. Because it doesn't come off that way. It comes off almost as like they want him to be gritty and kind of cool.
Right.
Which is the wrong tone for what you want your character.
At no point in this movie do they make it seem like he's a gray character or anything. He's the hero. You're supposed to like him.
Yeah. And I think that's at odds with what the story says is supposed to be his character.
Right.
Because the story implies that his character is morally gray and that he is, a guy who's trying to do better. But his character doesn't come across that way from the writing. It comes across as a clear-cut hero.
Yeah.
Who's just, trying to protect this kid and his mom. But I think you're right. I think it does sell that part of the story short every time that they try to make him a clear-cut hero. I had read something on Reddit. This guy was saying that the mask. One of the main questions on Reddit was like, "What the fuck was the point of him putting the stuntman mask on?" And so there was a couple people back and forth, like, "Well, he went there to drop the money off, and he thought he was going to go in there and drop the money off and leave, but then he saw Ron Perlman doing, being scummy and just having a great time and laughing, and then he realized, like, I'm not going to let these people live."
That's a lot of work they're doing to get to that. A
lot of heavy lifting there on the audience's part to get to that story. But in the movie's defense, no, I don't know in defense of whatever, in defense of that idea. Why show the scene of him walking up to the restaurant, seeing them laughing in there, if not to imply that he doesn't like something about it or whatever? They're just laughing. So it is kind of hard to see, like, what is the point of having him walk up to the restaurant with the mask on and the money, only to turn around and decide I'm going to kill them anyway?
Vibes.
Yeah.
That's what I hate.
Yeah.
They wanted that sick-ass shot of him in the window with the mask on.
With the mask on, yeah, that was for the trailer.
Yeah, 100%. That's what happened.
Somebody else had said that the mask represents him trying to insulate himself from the violence, like trying to pretend that he's a hero.
That's better.
That's the film student probably who's like, he's also doing a lot of heavy lifting there. but that's a little more of a clear cut, like that's more of in line of an explanation of what we would expect from the movie, given what we've seen so far.
Did it ever cross your mind that it was supposed to look like Vin Diesel?
Yeah, bald head. But he's a cop. But he's a cop when he's wearing it. He's got the cop uniform on when he's in the movie. He's in a cop car. So it's supposed to be a cop Vin Diesel. It kind of looks like Jake Gyllenhaal in End of Watch. Oh my god. He's the stunt driver from End of Watch. Now it's all tied together.
Took all that stuff.
Anyway, but I also didn't think... I think that the movie suffers a lot from those kind of things where there is this idea that is probably a really good idea that they don't develop enough, and so we don't know for sure. And we're kind of just left thinking, I don't know why they did that. Yeah. Where if they had done a little bit more work with the dialogue, it would kind of help to explain these things that we're kind of left... Because otherwise, now he's just drowning a guy wearing a mask, and you're not 100% sure why. Mm-hmm. But, I think, like you said, a lot of the movie is like that, where they kind of just are relying on the aesthetic and not enough
shots.
On the story. Yeah, they just want they want to cultivate the scenery.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't think any of those things that doesn't work to me are so bad that it detracts from the movie. But I do understand, like you said, that if you're not already in on it and you're kind of already have your foot out the door on this one, it doesn't take a lot for someone to kind of push you out of the door with the rest. Because there's a lot to be desired with a lot of it. And like I said, I tried to read the book, and the book is significantly worse than the movie, unfortunately. It's a lot of just like, this driver is cool. And he's a good driver.
That's the movie.
And he drives. And if you need to drive somewhere, this guy, he'd drive you anywhere because he knows how to drive. Exactly. They say that they say that in this movie, but the book says it in words, over and over again.
But he says it in his face, and in the way the camera's looking at him. Like, out loud was like, "Oh, bro, Like, this is dumb.
I would argue that they're doing a really good job if they conveyed that with just the faces of the actors.
And this last thing is not the movie's fault because it was in 2011.
Uh-huh.
But coming to this movie after having watched Barbie is tough.
Oh, yeah.
Because it makes it seem like a movie Ken wrote for himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
This movie exists in the Ken universe for sure.
It does. And the director is he's not even Ken, he's like the director's like one of the directors in that movie in the real world.
Yes. Is how I felt watching it. But that's not the movie's fault. They didn't know Barbie was gonna come and Ryan Gosling was gonna be Ken and all that. But as I was watching it, I was like, where he goes back should just be called the Mojo Dojo Casa House. His apartment. Because that jacket is like exactly everything they're talking about in Ken. I mean in Barbie.
No, it's not everything. It's just a representation of what the worst things that guys like about stuff sometimes. And I think there's something to be said for just, sometimes a movie can get too full of itself on the aesthetic, and then it does kind of detract from the rest of the parts of the movie. You know, like you can't just have a movie that's all vibes and expect everybody to love it, because guess what? Not everybody is on the same wavelength when it comes to vibes. You know, like vibes feel different to different people. So I do think that there's something to be said for it's not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? Like, this director also, I think he's directed a bunch of stuff, but the one that came out right after this was Only God Forgives. And I don't know if you remember that movie. That movie's tough. If you didn't like this movie, you're really not going to like that one. I tried to watch it. I was interested in watching it because I just was like, oh, hell yeah, Drive 2. Drive here. But it's not about driving, it's about boxing guy. Crime and boxing. And I'm just like, I think by that point, when I watched Only God Forgives, I had a much higher level of media literacy than I did when I saw Drive for the first time.
Okay.
And it suffered for that reason. Because I do think that a big part of what keeps Drive in my favorite movies list is nostalgia. And being a younger guy, seeing it, loving it. With it coming out in 2011, I think I saw it in theaters. I don't fully remember my first time seeing it, but I know that when I saw it, I had to have been like 21, 22, 23 years old right around there.
Damn.
That's a very different version of me watching a movie versus like
35-year-old
me.
That's true. I came to this movie like in my full adulthood.
Yeah. I did not have a fully developed brain when I watched this for the first time. But I also know that when I watched Only God Forgives, it was well after the fact, way after it came out. And I saw it when I was like in my late 30s. And I was just like, oh, I don't like this. Yeah. And maybe if I had seen Drive as, in my late 30s, I might have felt the same way, that it was shallow or, vapid, like a vapid look at that. But I didn't. I saw it through the lens that I was intended to see it through. Also, that's probably exactly the person that this guy's making that movie for, that the director's making the movie for, is the 21 to 25-year-old crowd of hyper testosterone-fueled young incels.
Fucking sick.
So yeah, that's all that doesn't work for me. For me, it's a short list, but it is like a list that does kind of hint at the broader things that you're saying. Those are the parts that are so egregious that they're chinks in the armor of the movie itself, where you're kind of looking through the gaps like, oh, don't love that.
Yeah.
Also, why do you leave the money there?
Because he's cool.
You just killed the last guy.
It's not about the money, man.
Yeah, but it was about the girl. He could have given the money to her.
Not about the girl either. He let her go too.
Bro, he should have left the money in front of her door and then dipped out.
I 100% expected that to be the end of the movie.
I don't understand why it wasn't. That's just
It's literally, this guy's so rad that he doesn't even care about the money. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's this whole movie.
Yeah. No, I don't want it to be that.
But yeah, I do think you gave like a credible defense of this movie and like why, despite all of those things, some people still really love it.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people, but after your speech, I wouldn't make fun of anybody who likes this movie.
Hooray! That's a win for our team, guys. Hell yeah. All right, anything else you wanted to touch on?
Not Carey Mulligan. I don't get her as the lead at all in this movie.
She's a weird choice, and it's weird to me that the director felt like she had the most potential.
He probably was like, this dialogue is fucking crazy. I need somebody who's not going to read it.
He picked her because she wasn't going to read it. Bro, you know what? You throw Eva Mendes in there and you call it a day.
Place Beyond the Pines.
Yeah, easy. It's
exactly... a better movie with Eva Mendes in it.
It is a better movie. Also his wife, so they have actual chemistry.
Yeah.
Hey, The Place Beyond the Pines is good.
That's Bradley Cooper.
And Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, but... Oop.
Coop is what's making it good.
Yeah.
I like that movie. I like that version of The Driver.
Okay.
Ryan Gosling in The Place Beyond the Pines. Kind of foolish, kind of full of himself, kind of arrogant, overestimating his ability to do what he has to do, and then falling prey to his own arrogance. That's the best kind of version of this. Our version of Driver in Drive learns nothing.
I'm gonna mosey on to the next town.
All you're seeing is Tuesday for him, apparently.
Yeah.
He's just going town to town, fucking shit up, getting married women to fall in love with him just to move on to the next town. Cause, fuck, now I killed everybody here. Now I gotta move on again.
It did make me excited to see Ryan Gosling in like a... I saw that he was going to be in an Ocean's prequel.
Oh.
And this movie made me excited for that because it would just be like a lot of knowing glances versus saying stuff. And he's clearly very good at that, you know?
Yeah, he's good at that.
Just being a movie with vibes more along the lines of what I'm looking for.
What you're into? Yeah, more in tune with
my drive is Ocean's 11.
Yeah. Top 5 always.
That's my drive. Like this movie's mostly vibes. If you really dig into it, you're gonna have some shit to say about it. Not everybody likes it. Some people think it sucks, but I will forever love this movie because it's on the wavelength I'm on. That's my drive. Is Ocean's 11.
Whenever I hear someone dog Ocean's 11 or like say it in a mocking tone, you know, like I always think like, oh
no, yeah, come see
Matt
me.
Wouldn't like that.
Come see me about it.
Yeah, is he gonna play Rusty or?
No, I think he's playing Danny's parents, or Danny's dad, and Margot Robbie is playing his mom.
Danny Ocean's mom?
Prequel, yeah.
Interesting. Is he born yet?
I don't know. That's all I heard about it.
Oh, okay. I'm less interested in that, but I'll still watch it.
I'll watch shit out of that movie.
All right, everyone. Well, happy hour is over. The rest of the week is full price, but don't worry. Happy hour will be back again next week, and we'll see you then.